So what we are doing as members of the caucus is to get more members to make statements and take part in the discussions regarding policy, regarding legislations, and regarding publicity advocacy of climate change matters. Because we realize that that area is so much dark. There's a lot of people don't understand. You can imagine if members of parliament who are in charge and supposed to teach their people don't even understand, how do you go about that? So we as parliament think that it is important to pick it from the top, and then we can then get members of parliament to go down to their constituencies. So in my constituency, my constituency, Kumbungu constituency, is largely rural. And so we don't cause so much havoc when it comes to climate change, because the climate change is mainly caused by the greenhouse gas, the emission of some pollutants which warm the earth by its extension, resulting in the heat and then climate change. So in Kumbungu constituency, our people are largely rural, they are farmers. And so the main issues, climate issues you will find there will include the application of fertilizer where they use some chemicals. And some of these chemicals, they have some chemicals which have effect. Especially some of them, they leach into the water bodies and by extension polluting the water. The other thing you will find is in the production of rice. Rice is a source of high emission of methane, which is a more potent greenhouse gas compared to that of the carbon dioxide, which is the most popular. And so what Minister of Agriculture has been able to do or is doing in collaboration with EPA through the UN and UNDP through our partnership with Switzerland government is to introduce some technologies among the rice farmers whereby they control the technology regulates the irrigation of their rice farms, whereby if you have too much water in the rice field, they generate a lot of methane. So when you control the water, you are able to control the emission of methane, and that is actually the most dangerous emission that I can say you may find in my constituency. The other thing has to do with the burning. A lot of them, they do a lot of burning. And the burning generates a lot of carbon dioxide, which is also contributing to climate change. And so that is what over the years we have been working on as a constituency, trying to control the emission of greenhouse gas. So my constituency, what is important is for us to think as a country, not as a constituency. It may not be so much in my constituency, but what will happen in other constituencies may be so much. So we have to think as a country and work together and ensure across all the constituencies, across all the districts, we are able to take steps through Environmental Protection Agency, through Ministry of Agriculture, through Ministry of Transport, through Ministry of Energy, so that we can all see how we can go green by moving towards energy, the renewable energy. And I think that is supposed to be the future of our country. So our people, what we tell them is we use certain methodologies to make them to understand. For example, you give them scenarios, let them know, storytelling. You kind of interrogate them, ask them basic questions. They themselves get to appreciate because they are farmers. They notice that the rains they used to get is no more the same. They know that the kind of wind they used to get is no longer the same. They know that the flooding is not what they used to get. So these are the scenarios we use to explain to them to appreciate what climate change is. And even the heat they used to feel is now more. Then we tell them the heat that you get, which is now more, is what is resulting into all these, because the climate change is the main cause or the main effect of the climate change is the warming of the earth, and which is resulting into all the other havocs that we talk about.
Yeah. I want you to send a short message to people up in your constituency in the language they understand.
So now only this go to put here pam kapai zongo mane Professor Hamza Adam when you in Torbe Parliament, Member of Parliament Antikomo Yale. Inside the Poland upon in Ghana kana Brazil. Brazil nyela so wan la chen chang pana chan chepelin nampa de batakata pana chongo. And temene kana matika mana nete gba shawara nya wula katiyen nang ntai tangban na matiare denche ka alamo shepal shina tangban ozo katblato mbodar bar biahgoma. Aile sa hashanga Pohamman ra jersham kala karlan jira. Aile sa hashanga kazan lang mahmazungo. Ay nyame kama tangban mandra na pa dur shamo dra ba dur lala. Aile zungo nya kaman irin sama na mira. Kata muama kare kala mpabagare pa mbahara katum de barna shanga kala landa nyel. Du hurtum na tangban na materma dan tara. Dan mi chekala la tangban na matière ngoma tar ma nyala seleme sen bo no mishaw climate change la de nyala kamane tumtu shanga kata nangda karila dun maza hakara to har kom zan chang lala climate change ngoma polo do mi ay nyame kamane ayil tun yorata morsham an yi fertilizer shanga tan bahar la ay le kamantin yi kwarete shinkafa na ka kom ma pol shan de sa hanyala ben shanga den yihre nyuhai shanga zan chahre sabana pune karana maza ha dan ma yitu cheka tangban ne ma nirma terma ka taraka tangban ma dorma do zosi pangsir la ayele tangban na materiale ne tabanye puparba yal tipang matama non tiana sham ka balga mora nyobo kata pangsima kata bangte na shanga yile fertilizer na la baba kata tai ka kwalan pangtama kata yusula kulon tamla den ma zan yan son mbalga la ni yare to ashanga rezo te kamanta te gba shawara nya duniya za ha be twon wura kata yan gba shawara in ce kalala alama shelin betin barma kuma ka di yi ka fure kata zmala la fi zongo kasama la fi biane ka ban sen do ashabe sohab yani kabaza mala lafi inta tun kunya shamba mpuye pamka pae
anti honorable akasamante ba kokra mete kamala tajamjam which means munya hweye na climate change na be mawia no asese mu zamzamzam eti yadawase yeguso e wo COP30 de ebenya bia ye mfa nkame ye tiefo de ye kan se ye nyina ye mbo ye wie mu eho ban esanse eno ena mema oman no yadwuma ye betimi akoyie na yenya emfasode se oman